the Redskins look like, they're dying. And all the injuries, we have no idea how they're going to perform here in the second half. I mean, I guess the Eagles have to feel pretty good where they are at 4-4.
Well, the Redskins are always going to be the Redskins, and going to break whoever's hearts are not broken already. They're going to break the hearts of those people in Washington. They're just not good enough. They're not good enough. The Eagles are a better team, and the Eagles had all kinds of injuries last year, and they have them this year. But you can't use those. You can't use injuries as an excuse. The problem that I see with the Redskins, and if anybody, and reporters in this town get into, well, the run-pass ratio wasn't good. You need to pass the ball to win in the NFL, and it's never going to be close to 50-50, and it really shouldn't be close to 50-50 because you've got to score points. The Redskins just don't score enough points. I think Alex Smith is a nice quarterback, not good enough to score a lot of points. You're going to have to score at least 27 points a game to win the big games in the NFL. And that's not going to happen with the Redskins. If they need to get a lead to run the ball, and when they can't do that, they are dead meat, like they always are.
Yeah,
so
but you know what? It's not like – yeah, I agree with you. But it's not like the Eagles are scoring a ton of points either. I think they're scoring like 2 more points per game than the Skins.
And that's why they're 4-4. But they need to score more points like they did last year. One of the biggest problems with the Eagles is the plus minus in turnovers. They're minus. You can't be that way. Last year they were plus. You can't. For instance, Carson Wentz, the Eagles scored 24 when they played in London a couple of weeks ago, and 24, and Carson Wentz to an interception in the end zone. So it could have been 30. It could have been 31 instead of the 24. So that's the issue. They're not getting turnovers, and they seem to always be in the wrong side of the turnovers, and that's why they're not scoring. It's not that they don't have the players. Golden Tate will add something for the Eagles. They are a better team. The Redskins are the Redskins. I mean, I can't state it any other way. And you guys there got to suck it up. They're just not good enough. And I can't see the day that they're not the Cowboys. The Cowboys will always be bad as long as Jerry Jones is there. But the Redskins, they're just not good enough to even win the division. And the winner of this division doesn't necessarily go far in the playoffs because you're only going to get probably one home game.
Why haven't you mentioned some of these things like last year the line play was so good, the defensive line. What's going on this year?
There's been just different issues. They're not getting as much pressure on the quarterback. Tim Jernigan might be back this week, if not next week. So they missed the defensive lineman for most of the year. I mean, I know it's an injury, but they need more pressure on the quarterback, which helps the back end of your defense. And they're not getting it all the time. That's one of the issues. The offensive line has been inconsistent. That's one of the issues. And again, you can't blame it on injuries. And Jason Peters, the left tackle, is playing with a torn bicep, and he's had a quad injury. They've missed Darren Sproles again. That's important. I don't know. I think there's a chance he'll be back this week. They've missed some key players, but again, you can't focus on injuries. There's just a bunch of things. Carson Wentz missed 2 games, so now he's back, and he's just starting to get into the flow again. Obviously, he's a very good quarterback, one that I thought that was the MVP last year, and he got cheated even though he missed 3 games. There are multiple reasons the Eagles aren't as good, but I really go back to the turnovers. And if the turnovers changed, the Eagles would be, and their defense gave up. I mean, to have Tennessee beat you when they convert 3 4th downs on the winning drive, that's disgraceful. And
awful.
For Carolina to come back from 17-3, that's disgraceful.
Right.
So those are the kind of things that can happen, and there's no specific reason why. They just didn't make plays, and they had to make plays. There's no way Carolina should have won that game. So when you look at different things, there's multiple things.
When you look at
I was just going to say, do you believe the Skins and Eagles are going to hook up twice in December? Do you believe if they split those 2 games, then Washington can still win the division, or do you believe that you can still split those and Philly wins? You believe you have to
You know,
sweep the
because
Redskins?
split to me, well, here's the toughest part about that question. The split to me would be the last game of the season, and that might be for the division,
Right.
Yeah.
and that's in Washington. So that's a tough game. To answer that question, yes, but that last game kind of sneaks up on you. If that last game means you're in or you're out, that could be tough because it's in Washington. And you got to see how the teams are playing at that time. I just clearly think the Eagles are a better team. I think the Redskins might lose again this week. It's
We all
pathetic
do.
as it
No, I
is.
think they'll probably lose because Tampa scores too many points. But you guys still have the Saints and the Rams on the schedule, and I'm going to chalk those up as losses. So I think
Well, the Eagles have to win their home games.